Hello, I'm Danya, and in today's video we'll be talking about the issues faced by the LGBT community in nowadays society. The LGBT community includes people who have different sexual orientations who are in romantic relationships. The term LGBT stands for people who have different sexual relationships or sexual preferences, such as L, lesbian. Lesbian refers to a woman who is attracted to other women both romantically and physically. G stands for gay, which refers to a man who is drawn to another man. B is for bisexual, which refers to a person who is attracted to people of both genders, romantically and sexually. And T, transgender, people whose gender expressions and gender identity does not correspond to their birth gender. Some nations have adopted and developed various laws to guarantee their rights and defend them in society as a result of social progress.
The LGBT community faces numerous challenges due to their size and is often targeted for attacks based on their gender expression and sexual orientation. Despite laws protecting them from discrimination, they still face issues such as bullying, violence, and emotional trauma. The purpose of researching their challenges is to tackle discrimination and inequality, improve well-being and mental health, and inform inclusive policies. Specific goals include studying discrimination effects in various aspects of life, examining mental health factors, understanding the difficulties faced by LGBT youth and elderly, and exploring the experience of LGBT individuals from diverse backgrounds. The ultimate goal is to enhance the social and economic status of LGBT community by addressing discrimination, marginalization, and inequality they face.
The focus of our research is on LGBT community, especially on their social views and experience. Information is collected through the internet to represent the views of the public and also the LGBT community. The research summarized the most influential reports and compiles the data into a table for better understanding. The laws and regulations for protecting the LGBT rights in different countries are also investigated. The study also explored the treatment of LGBT groups in society and the reason behind the formation of these groups. Some believe that LGBT identity is caused by psychological problems, while others believe it's innate. The research includes an examination of the life experience, growth environments, and self-description of the LGBT community obtained from online materials.
Let's discuss what are some of the factual supportive points we have found. 54 members of the LGBT community in Iraq in 2021 collaborated on this research paper with the Iraqi LGBT rights group in Iraq. Since 2005, the military has targeted LGBT individuals in Iraq, mostly on the grounds of their appearance and suspicions of same-sex activities. In addition, the military regularly engages in acts of kidnapping, torture, violence, and murder of LGBT people or members of the LGBT community in Iraq. But the government has chosen to deny this reality and attempted to claim that the military cruel actions are an effort to uphold morals and religious tradition. As a result, all interviews have been done through a digital platform anonymously, remotely, and in secret. According to recent research, 53 out of the interviewees experienced abuse in their daily lives and were either involved in it or witnessed it. As a result, it is clear that the LGBT group has faced significant problems in society. Based on the next table, it is clear that the LGBT community has suffered from detrimental impacts as a result of issue of prejudice over the past few decades. The US has fought over the LGBT community with remarkable vigor. However, neither the federal government nor the majority of the state have implemented clear, statutory, non-discrimination rules that would safeguard individuals based on their sexual orientation or gender identity. According to CAP's research and survey of the LGBT community, which were conducted in 2017, 52.8% of respondents said that prejudice had a negative impact on their workplace. despite the notion that professional performance is unrelated to sexual orientation and gender identity. The majority of discrimination against LGBT community has taken place in the workplace throughout the past 10 years of research. Even though LGBT persons haven't faced over prejudice like being fired from a job, they nevertheless encountered subtle prejudice that can have negative impact on their life. One of the interviewers, named David, a gay man, said that he had observed a situation where partners of a firm tend to ask straight men rather than women or gay men out for squash or drinks. Despite having a job, it has caused him to miss out an opportunity that could result in a promotion, even he has worked in his company, Fortune 500, with non-discrimination policy written formally.
The research objective of the issue faced by the LGBT community in nowadays society is to examine the problems that the community faces and their impact on a person's psychological and sociological development. From a psychological perspective, the focus is on the mental health effects of social exclusions and discrimination faced by the LGBT individuals. The psychological damage caused by social exclusions and discrimination can be severe, and it is important to understand and address these problems in order to promote mental well-being and prevent negative consequences. From a sociological perspective, the focus is on the human rights and justice issues faced by the LGBT community. The study on human social relationship is at the core of sociology, and understanding and advocating for social change is a crucial part of this discipline. This research aims to understand the extent of discrimination faced by the LGBT community and to identify ways in which this can be addressed and reduced. One of the important theoretical perspectives in sociology is queer theory, which emphasizes the need for a more open-minded and inclusive understanding of sexuality. This perspective challenges the traditional labels of homosexuality and heterosexuality and encourages a more fluid understanding of sexual orientations and gender identity. It also highlights the need for freedoms, opportunity, and debate in society when it comes to issues related to LGBT community. Overall, the research objective of examining the issues faced by the LGBT community is to promote equity, dignity, and human rights for all people, regardless of sexual orientations and gender identity. The interdisciplinary approach of using both psychology and sociology provides a comprehensive understanding of the challenges faced by the LGBT community and helps to identify solutions and ways to address these challenges.
So, to sum it all up, the LGBT community has faced a lot of discrimination throughout their entire lifetime. Not just because they are the minority, because people tend to be judgmental towards differences compared to themselves. Even when people try to attempt to accept and understand into our society, we still tend to question and examine why they are what they are. It still poses discrimination and social exclusion to the LGBT community. The global human rights gives the community a defense barrier to act freely, and some psychological factors that give them the reason to act in such a way, and normalizing them to what we call straight are likely to be unsuccessful. Members in this community tend to receive unequal treatment even though they are so-called protected by certain law. Most still consider them to bring shame to the table, especially in fields such as in workplaces, community places, family, and many more. Should they reveal their identity to the public, would most likely be discriminated against and judged compared to the norm. Because of this, they tend to carry out affectionate acts in private or in minimal quantities. We also play a part in the picture as supporters or people who are against it. This decision will greatly affect the people in the community, even if we have no intention of being part, it will be the rise or downfall of the members of the LGBT community.